Hello, Lincoln University students. My name is the Movie Guy, and today I'll be doing a movie review on Marcel the Shells with Shoes On. It will be a spoiler-free review, but I'm just going to give you guys a quick recap, and after the recap, I'll let you know my true opinions about the movie. Now, the main character, Marcel the Shell with the Shoes On, he is shot entirely with stop motion animation. So basically, like, his character and other characters, like his friends or family, are shot also in stop motion animation as well. But they are the only characters that have that because the rest of the movie is like the real world. So you have a couple of characters that are filmed in stop motion animation, and the rest of the characters are literally real life people. Marcel lives in a house with just literally him and kind of like his grandma shell. So basically, this guy named Dean moves into the house as well because he's getting a divorce from his wife. So he just doesn't want to be in the same environment, as his former wife is. So he decides to basically like stay at the Airbnb where Marcel and another shell is staying at. Dean decides to do a documentary on Marcel the Shell, and he uploads his first video about Marcel on YouTube. It quickly becomes a cultural phenomenon, and Marcel's is both flattered and overwhelmed with his newfound popularity. After that, Marcel explains to Dean that there used to be an entire community of shells on the property that they're staying at now, including basically all of Marcel's friends and family. So the past owners that were staying at the house that Marcel and Dean is staying at now, they basically got into a big argument, and when they would get into an argument, this would happen often, all the shells would go into a sock drawer. So the man basically packed up the whole entire sock drawer and left and took Marcel's family and friends with him without Marcel even knowing. And he never came back to the house. So now with all the new popularity that Marcel has, he is trying to go to the internet basically for help. He's trying to get people help him find his family that he lost. But Marcel soon finds out that people don't have his best interests and they were just using him just for clout and publicity. But this caught the eye of 60 Minute News, and now they want to help Marcel basically find his shell family. I didn't have any expectations going into this movie because I had no idea what it was about. But it was definitely a good watch. It was very deep in a way. You can tell that Marcel, he's literally a shell with shoes on, and he has like one eyeball. So he's like a little stop motion animation character, and it's like his character has a lot of innocence but intelligence at the same time. He's very grateful for life, for like the tiniest little things, because it's so hard for him to basically move around by himself and do the stuff that he could have had help with his little shell community. So basically he's going around the house, cleaning up and doing things, just, keep himself occupied and just trying to look for his family. It was a very deep movie. I got from the message, like, basically, when you're alone and you don't have a sense of family or community, you can get really lost, lonely, depressed, and it's just harder for you in life. But it's like once you have that community that's backing you and surrounding you, and the real love from like your family or community, like you're good. The cinematography was just amazing as well. Everything was shot perfectly. Like every single scene was shot specifically for like a certain type of reason. Even the stop motion animation was perfect. And I'm not too big of a fan on stop animation because, I don't know, it kind of looks all cheesy to me and just outdated. But this one was really good. Like it kind of felt like the characters were actually really a part of the world. It wasn't BS. If you're in a fight with your family and you guys haven't talked in like a couple days or weeks or even years, like I highly suggest you should watch this movie because it gives you a sense of just community and how important it really is not to be alone. Like, and I know a lot of people, they have a pride thing where they kind of like glorify being alone in a way, but like being alone is not bad, not at all. but it's just so much better. It's like when you have a person, or just have the backing of your family, or just the backing of your friends. Like it just makes your life so much easier knowing that you have a team around you. You even get a sense of like how we take basically the most littlest things for granted. Like for one example, like Marcel would basically he would have to put honey on his shoes to basically walk up the wall to turn off the light or on. You know, he's like real tiny, so he has to do all this extra stuff just to do the simple things that we take for granted. And it put me into perspective, like people that are disabled, or just something wrong with them that happened, and they can't do the simple things that we just fully take for granted. I believe this movie will really truly humble you if you are in like a stubborn state or phase that you're going through right now. And the soundtrack to the movie was amazing as well. It matched the vibe to the movie. It was very peaceful, calm, just very euphoric in a sense of way, but like a pinch of sadness and happiness mixed in together, if I could describe it. Overall, this was a beautiful movie. I highly recommend it to anybody, for real. Like adults, even kids. Like the kids are not gonna understand like the commentary and the deep stuff about it, but kids could watch and enjoy the little stop motion animation and stuff like that. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a good 8.5 out of 9 out of 10. It was really good. It was really deep. I really highly recommend everybody should watch this movie. But thank you guys for the movie review. I'm the movie guy, Marcel the Shell with the shoes on, out.